so here we go. So, like I said, I'm calling this the evolution of the air raid series. And of course, this is finding, attacking grass. And so the biggest thing for us is, what is finding grass? A lot of guys hear us air raid guys talk about finding grass, but what does it really mean? And, really what it means is that you understand the voids created by the defense when they drop into coverage. Okay. So that's what grass is. And I've done a bunch of videos on this, and I've seen a bunch of guys have this discussion. In my mind, there's two ways to kind of read defenses. You either read grass or you read people. And in my opinion, it's better to read grass because grass never lies. People, however, can lie. And it could be a guy, bluffing you, zone dropping you, or doing whatever. Or it could be just something as simple as kid didn't get the call in time. And so he's a step late after the snap, and it throws the quarterback's read off because the kid just stands still. Like he doesn't move because he's not ready to play. So I think those are two things that really can cause yourself to get in trouble when you read people. But that we've been reading people for years. But for me in the air raid, this is what I learned as far as reading grass. Also, it gives you an opportunity to really focus on open areas rather than defensive players. And like I said, I think that gives you a more consistent read when you're thinking about that, because of the things I just mentioned, whether or not a guy is late to the ball, they're zone dropping, they're rolling coverage, and doing all those things those defensive guys try to do to outsmart us. And they really don't understand the air raid, because the whole thing about the air raid is we're going to teach players to settle into grass. When you run a slant, you're not going to run that slant all the way through to your next problem. If there's grass, you're going to sit down in it. When you're running Y cross, when the Y comes over the middle of the field, if there's a big void, he's going to settle down in that grass. And I think that's how Coach Mumme and Coach Leach have evolutionized the passing game, is because now high school coaches aren't afraid of option routes anymore. We're not afraid to teach kids to read on the run. One of our big plays at Hopton right now is we run a lot of choice in our 6-call game. We don't really run old school 4 verticals right now. We're doing more choice routes, and basically that guy's making that decision at 10 yards.